Hello guys and gals, and this is What Ifs here, yet again with another episode tonight. This is my second video that I'm making today. It is 11:45, about to be 12, so I don't know if I should consider it the next day already or not, but for now, to me, it is still the same day until it is 1. So yeah. But like I said on the last video, I am making this video. I honestly don't know what the next video I'm gonna make. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be what if Deku was Bonnie from Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm pretty sure that's what my next thing is gonna be. But yeah. But yeah, I think before I roll out my intro, I got a thing that I wanna say. Whenever I make my next video on what if Deku was Toga's big brother, whenever I get further into that series, there is gonna be a surprise for y'all. Like I said, that is gonna be a yandere in a dark series, but I'm not gonna make it 2 series. I'm not gonna make any of my series 2 series. I like making my series dark, but I love bringing in music into my stuff, because I am a very musical person. Even though I might not sing good, I really want to bring the lyrics to a song to that series, and that will be in Todoroki's point of view whenever we get to that point. And you know that point because Todoroki is the ship for that series. And like I said before, for that series, that is going to be a gay ship. My first official gay ship that I'm making in this channel. So yeah. There's that, and there's a few other series that I might put music into, integrate music into. So yeah. But besides that, I don't know if there's anything else I should say. I am going to the next video that I make is going to be the 800 subscriber special. So yeah, this is not the 800 subscribers special yet. So yeah, I think I might make a few parts on the 800 subscriber special. I don't know why I say 500. I don't have that many subscribers anymore. I have way more subscribers now than 500. But yeah. 3 minutes, okay. Do I have anything else to say? Let me think on that. I think that's all I need to say for the moment. Now, this is the moment you all have been waiting for. I'm gonna roll out that intro, and I am going to bring in part 1 to What If Deku was Ticci Toby. Let me roll that fucking intro out for you motherfuckers.
I was an infant, kids a fucking monster, I feel like I'm Ben 10. Niggas bugging me, I don't fuck with your insects. Heard you don't smoke it, scared of that incense. Feeling like I'm taking, I turn you to past tense. All you pussy niggas, I swear that's your last chance. I'm about my dollars, my niggas don't make sense. Been a fucking sucker since I was an infant. Okay, like Gucci on me, serving on my collar. I don't fool with snakes, stick on me, stick on me. Yeah, so fucking take favorite hoodie, 444 and camo. She thought it was okay, her favorite king. Y'all her favorite king, she said it was red. Yeah, you niggas is trash, reminding me of 6ix9ine. Water my neck, remind me of a riptide. I tie her up, she looking cute as yeah. Dick thighs, she gon' run my dick.
Now, let's start the story a little bit. Let's say a couple of days after the events of the sneak peek of episode 1. So, we see the camera pan into a house, an ordinary looking suburban house, as the doors close, the windows are shut tight. Everything's not out of the ordinary. As the camera pans through the door, and what you see would terrify you to your core. You see blood splattered everywhere. The walls, the floor, shit, even the ceiling. It's not just blood, there's blood and guts. So you see guts splayed around on the ground, in a pile, or you see limbs. As these people, these poor innocent people, were butchered by a monster. If you even want to call him that. Is he even considered human anymore? As you see this boy, as he just lifted his goggles up, as he just got done with butchering the last person, as he's huffing and puffing. That was fun. That was amazing. This feeling never gets old. As you see this boy just giggling to himself and talking, as he picked up his phone from his pocket, as he touched his phone, turned it on, and went to his contacts and called someone. As it takes a few rings until the other person picks up, as he says, "Are you done with yours?" As the person on the other side of the phone said, "I just got done." As Toby, as we know now, it is Toby. As he says, that means that I won. I won against you. I killed the people first, or the people that I got first, then you. You're too slow. As he giggles, as the person on the other phone got agitated, as he yelled at Toby saying, "Fuck you, Toby, I can beat you any other time about killing any type of person. I can kill them before you. You just got lucky." As Toby just says, "Yeah, sure, shrugging it off. As I just agitated the person even more. As he says, "Are you gonna leave yet then?" As Toby says, "Yeah." And Toby said, "I just wanted to ask if you were done first before I asked Slender to teleport me back, as the other person just, you hear a gust of wind from the other line, as he said, I just got teleported back. As Toby says, I'll see you in a second. As he ends the phone call. As you see Toby think, Slender, I'm done. As you hear a voice in his head, good child, good. I'll teleport you back. As he gets teleported back. First, it was static all around, and it felt like the wind was giving out of his lungs. Then, before he knew it, he appears inside a mansion in the middle of the woods. On the outside of this mansion, it looked pretty old, abandoned. But once you enter the inside of the building, you can tell easily that the inside is kept up very good, in very good condition. In fact, it's in pristine condition because of Masky and Hoodie, as they clean the place on a regular basis, because everyone else is pretty messy and they couldn't take the mess. The same could be said with Slenderman. He really didn't like how everyone left the inside a mess. They didn't care. So Slender changed the policy from before, as before they never really cleaned the place until Slender made it mandatory that they clean the rooms, do everything themselves, do their chores, yada yada yada. All of the proxies that Slender has at the moment. As you see Toby walk upstairs as he goes to his room. As before he goes into a room, he sees in the hallway someone else completely covered in blood. As he sees a pale boy with black long hair and a white hoodie. As he says, "Hey Jeff." As you hear, as he ticks a little bit after yelling, "Hey Jeff." As Jeff turns around, very angry, with a very angry look on his face, as Toby looks at Jeff, the killer, as he says, "Are you still angry, Jeff, that I beat you in killing my handful of people?" As Jeff says, "No," still with an even more angry look on his face. As Toby opens his door and he says, "Better luck next time, Jeff. You're gonna need it." As Jeff yells and he runs towards Toby's door, Toby shuts the door and locks it. As you hear banging coming from the other side of the door, as Jeff's yelling, "I'll kill you, Toby. I'll fucking kill you. Don't you dare run from me, you fucking coward." I don't care if I have to slice this door in half. I will fucking kill you. As you hear slamming, just slamming on the other side of the door, just repeated slamming. As you hear a bunch of noise on the other side of the door. Some other proxies coming and getting dragging Jeff away from Toby's door, as one of the proxies say, Toby, are you alright in there? As Toby laughs a little bit. I'm okay. I'm okay. Jeff can't do anything at the moment. And the other proxy asks, well, what did you get Jeff so mad about? Oh, we had a little game and Jeff lost. As this was typical for Jeff. If he lost in a game, he is a very sore loser. As this was typical, as they say, oh, what did he lose in this time? As Toby says he lost in the amount of time we were having a game who will kill the most people in the short amount of time. I killed my the people in one house and he killed some people in the other house. And I killed my group of people first. As they say, huh? In that type of game, Jeff is always the winner. I see why he get mad over that. I think it was something stupid over the knife game. As Toby says, yeah, he never really loses in that. And I don't see myself being stupid and accidentally cutting my fingers off like Jeff. He's just, I don't know. Well, I can't really say he's a psychopath or an idiot, because he's both. We all are. But yeah, as he says, I'm going to take my shower and I'll meet you outside. As him and the other proxy, the other proxy on the other side of the door says, okay. As the person walks off. And he goes back into his room. Nobody goes back, but he turns away from the door, walks into his room, walks into the closet, gets another set of clothes, throws this pair into the dirty clothes hamper, and goes to take a shower, washing the blood off and getting some new threads on. As you see the blood running off of Toby, as Toby is just leaning on a wall in the shower, as you see him just staring at his hands, as it's not covered in bandages anymore, as you see parts of flesh bitten off and healing. And being in the healing process. His hands are pretty messed up. Some wounds are fresh, some wounds are old. And he is looking all over his body at the moment, scrubbing, as he sees new scars and old scars alike. Some pretty bad, some not bad at all. And this goes on. After the shower that he took, he brushed his teeth, combed his hair. Not that he could really do much with his messy brown hair. He combed it the best he could though, because he has someone that he likes. As he does have someone that he likes, and he really wants to impress that person. As he took more notice lately to his own appearance to try and make himself look better. As he gets out of the shower and he has some socks on, he puts some socks on and he walks out of the room. As he walks down the hall, a couple of doors away from his, on the other side of the hall, and he knocks on a door. As the person says, "Come in." As Toby walks into the room and he sees the person that he really likes. As he says, "Hello there." "Hello, Clockwork." As she says, "Hello, Toby." As, yeah. As she is on her computer right now, playing some games on her PC, as she doesn't really have anything to do at the moment. She hasn't been given an order to kill anyone, and yeah, she's just chilling at the moment. She has a day off of work, let's just say, from Slender. As you see Toby just sit on her bed. As he lays on it, as he says, "What are you playing?" As she says, "Just playing Grand Theft Auto." As he says, "That isn't that game like 7 or 8 years old?" As she says, "Yes, but it's still a good game, especially the online because new DLCs and yada yada yada." As he says, "Oh, okay." As she says, "Then what do you play? If you're judging me by playing an 8-year-old game, what about you?" As he says, "Call of Duty," or if you want to talk about games like Grand Theft Auto, I like Mafia, the Mafia series. As she says, "Yeah, that is a great series, especially the third one. I like the third one." As they're just talking about games now. They're just talking about the games. And then they started to get into books after that. After talking about books, and then they started talking about different subjects. And then they started talking about killing. So yeah. As you see now, Toby sitting at the edge of her bed, looking at her killing multiple players, killing them in shops, and just PvPing all together on Grand Theft Auto. As she really loves killing players, and she is very toxic. Let's just say, as she's on her microphone at the moment, as she's pretty much taunting everyone in the lobby, telling them that they suck, They're trash. They're garbage. You should play another game. And she absolutely hates, more than anything, squeakers on games. The same could be said with Toby. As, yeah, as after a bit of playing Grand Theft Auto, they get done with playing it, and they just start talking to each other, having a good time, as they finally get downstairs. As they walk by a few people, as they walk by let's say puppeteer, as they walk by puppeteer and Eyeless Jack, as Toby says hi puppeteer, and Jack, as they both, not both, but Jack says hi and puppeteer just nodded and waving, as they both walked away, going to their room talking. As once they got downstairs, they saw, Sally, as she's skipping around, going to go meet with Slenderman. She wants to play with Slendy, as she escaping, as she is about to get upstairs, and she sees Clockwork and Toby together walking down. As she smiles, as she says, "Big brother Toby, and big sis Clockwork," as she skips to them and she hugs them. As Toby always had a soft spot for Sally, as him and Sally were always close. As he was always nice to Sally. As he was friendly to everyone else, but out of all of them, Sally, he had a soft spot for. Mainly the only one that he really had a soft spot for. As you see, Sally say, "Bye, Clockwork and Clocky and Toby." Toby asks, "Where you going, there was Sally?" Sally smiles as she says, "I'm gonna play with Slendy." As Toby just chuckles a little bit as he says, "Okay, you can do that." As she pouts and says, "I don't need your permission. I can do whatever I want." As she chuckles, as she skips, as she has her how should I say? She has her little teddy bear and a knife behind the teddy bear, as she always has a knife and the teddy bear around, no matter where she goes, just in case of any situation. As you see Sally just whistling and skipping upstairs, as both Clockwork and Toby just chuckle as they walk down, as Toby just says, "That girl, she's going to get in a lot of trouble with Slender one of these days. I don't know why or how, but she will. She'll manage it. She always seems to make trouble," as she chuckles. As Clockwork just says, "She's a kid. That's what they do." As Toby chuckles as he says, "Kid, huh?" As he thinks back about unpleasant memories as he starts to tick. A lot as he shakes his head vigorously as he's trying to get the bad memories away. He doesn't need these memories now. He doesn't need to remember them now. They are in the past. He is someone new. As you see, you see them just going to the cafeteria. Not really the cafeteria, but the, how should I say, kitchen area. As it is a big kitchen, I might say. As there's food laid out with both of their names on it. As they say thank you to whoever fixed the food, and they get sit on a table together. And Clockwork asks Toby, after we eat, do you want to go and have some fun out of the woods? Probably kill some people. As Toby thinks on it, he thinks, yeah, that would be fun. Who would you like to kill? As Clockwork thinks back on it, and she says, I really don't have anyone on my hit list at the moment. Do you, Toby? As Toby thinks long and hard, as he smirks as he says, oh, this will be fun. As he says, I have a few people on my hit list. Clockwork. We can have a lot of fun. As he chuckles as, yeah, as time passes, they eat, and they get dressed. Well, they're already dressed. They're just getting their outfits. You know, the outfits that they go to kill people. As Toby gets in this outfit, his, hoodie with his beige hoodie with the blue hood, his mask, and his glasses with his axes. As Clockwork just doesn't really have a main weapon. She comes in with a few knives. She gets a few knives and she puts in her jacket just in case. As you see both of them walk out of the mansion, saying bye to a few people, as there is gonna be a couple creepypastas that's not real creepypastas by an OC made by I Just Want to Have Fun. I think that's his name on YouTube. I really like his creepypastas. Well, not really creepypastas, but his memes that he makes of creepypastas. And he made 3 OC characters. And I really like them a lot. One is called Daisy, one is Wendell, and the other is Wendy. So I'm gonna introduce those 3 into this series because I really like those characters. Those characters are real interesting, even though they're not really official creepypastas. They're OCs, but I am 100% going to do a what if female Deku was Daisy, because that is fucking interesting. That would be interesting to me to make for a creepypasta, but never mind that. As they're walking out of the mansion and they see Daisy and Wendell. Daisy just floating in the air, pretty much floating by Wendell that's walking into the mansion. As they see them and they both wave and say hi Wendell, hi Daisy. As Daisy smiles very widely as she says hi Toby, hi Clockwork, how are y'all doing? With her cheery self, with a very upbeat and cheery self. As they're very used to her. They're not really used to that cheerfulness. But her, she's a breath of fresh air compared to everyone else in the mansion. As everyone's pretty gloomy, to be honest. If Toby has to say in it, he thinks everyone's pretty gloomy. And she's a breath of fresh air. He tries to be upbeat too, but he has his moments. As he looks at Wendell as he says, being your usual gloomy self. As Wendell just looks at him with his glass eyes, his window-like eyes, as he just sighs as he just says, I can be how I want to. Just like you can be your dumbass self, your idiot self, Toby. As Toby took offense to that, as he faked, he was starting to act, feeling like he was hurt, like he got shot in the chest. As he went down to his knees, as he says, how could you? You're my best friend. How could you be like that? As Wendell is already walking into the mansion, as Clockwork said, he already walked off before you even did your little act. As Toby just clicks his tongue, as he gets up and they walk out. They get out of the mansion. They're walking in the woods, just having a good time playing around. They're once I'm going to say a 30-minute to 40-minute walk out of the woods, because they are that far into the woods. Only 30 to 40 minutes is the best way to not the best way, but the fastest way out of the woods for them, because if they don't want to be portaled, 40 minutes is the closest for them to get out of the woods. Because they're not they have to be that far into the woods for someone to not notice a mansion in the middle of it. So yeah, as once I get out and Toby hides his axes in his jacket, as they're casually just walking, having a good time, as Toby doesn't have his mask on, let's just say, yet. And his goggles, he has his goggles on top of his head, like this picture. As Clockwork just has her usual hood up, trying to hide her stitched up mouth and eye at the moment, as they're having a good time, just going to shops, killing a few people here and there, having a good around good time. As they go to a ice cream shop. And of course, Toby buys. As Toby doesn't have that gash on his mouth yet. I will give that to him. I will. I just don't know how I would give it to him. But yeah. Now we skip to when they arrive to where Toby them wants them to go. As she says, "So, Toby, where are we?" As they are in front of a house. As he says, "This is one of my past bullies that deserve death. We kill him, torture him, whatever. If he has family in there, kill them too. But don't kill any babies. I'm not that terrible. I don't think I've killed any babies before." I've killed teenagers and adults, but not kids. As she says, as Clockwork says, "Yeah, I haven't killed any kids yet either. Just kids my age and above. Same with you, Toby." As he nodded, as she says, "I can't wait to look at their faces whenever we kill your bully. I can't wait to see the anguish on his face." As Toby smirks as he says, "Me neither." As he puts the goggles up to his eyes and he puts the mask up. As he says, "It's showtime." As Toby knocks on the door with one of his axes. It makes a few bangs on the door, and once a person opened the door. As once the person opened the door and was about to look at who knocked on the door, an axe went through his head. Before he could even look or get even any words out, as an axe is stuck right on the top of his head, as you see him plop on the ground like a sack of potatoes. As you see someone on the couch scream in horror as blood was spattering on the ground out of the head, as Toby got his foot on the man's head to keep his head still so he could pull his axe out. As he did exactly that, he pulled the axe out of the man's head. As Clockwork walks slowly up to the woman and slashes her stomach as the woman screams, and she says, "Your time is up." As she smirks as after the woman getting up after her stomach being sliced, as guts are spilling out of her as she's trying to run away, but she falls onto the ground, bleeding out with guts just hanging out of her stomach. As Clockwork slowly walks up to her, as she's on her back at the moment on the floor, as she leans back, just looking in horror at Clockwork. As Clockwork slices the woman's neck, as the woman is gurgling, holding her stomach with her right hand and her neck with her left. But she can't do anything about it, as she died pretty fast after that, as a few other people walked in from other parts of the house into the main living room and saw what just happened, and they are in complete terror and shock. As Toby looks up the stairs to see one of those people, and he smirks wildly as he says the person's name. Bakugo. Bakugo. As Bakugo Katsuki, a foreigner from Japan, living in America, as Toby slowly walks up the stairs with his axe to the side of the wall, just scraping, making a scraping and tearing noise through the wall, while making his way up the stairs to Bakugo, who's just staring at his mom and dad on the floor dead in shock and horror. She can't even move 1 inch until he looked back and he saw the boy that he bullied throughout the years, calling him Ticci Toby. As Toby says, Bakugo, Bakugo, I have to thank you a lot for all of those years of bullying, calling me Ticci Toby. Thank you for the name again. It was a very, very good name for me to start killing and calling myself that. That's a good name for me. I mean, good killer name for me. Thank you for it. As Bakugo started to back up from Toby, as he turned and he tried to run upstairs, as Toby ran after him and released the axe out of the wall as he ran upstairs. As Bakugo entered his room, slammed the door, locked his door, and hid in his room. As Toby smirked as you see him slamming and axing, throwing his axes repeatedly at the door, repeatedly and repeating, unrelenting, as you see Toby making an opening in the middle of the door, as you see his face through you can see his face through the door, as he's looking into the into the house, as he says, "Here's Toby," as he smirked wildly underneath his mask. You can see that he's smirking with his eyes. You can't tell from his mouth, but from the eyes of pure glee in his tone and eyes, he is having a great time. As you see him tick multiple times while actually the door open, as he asked a pretty big hole, big enough for him to put his arm through the hole and grab the knob and unlock the door from the other side so he can get in. As he says, "Ding dong, here I come to find you. Do you think you won? Our game of hide and seek has just begun. Ding dong, you can keep me waiting. It's already too late for you to try to run away." As he's singing that song, as it finally gets to the ending, as he says, "Where could you be?" As he looks underneath the bed, as he says, "Could it be that you're hiding in the closet?" As he looks in, he opens the closet door, seeing a shaking and crying Bakugo Katsuki, as he smiles as you see him get closer. And that's the end of part 1 to What If Deku was Ticci Toby. I hope you all liked this episode. I liked making it. I love and enjoy making all my episodes and to my series. And I take great joy and pride in my work. Even though I'm not very good at editing, and I don't know about y'all, but I really love my stories. I think they're okay, but I think they're not as good as they can be. Tell me your feedback on my stories. Do y'all really think I need improvement on my stories? Tell me what I did wrong in my stories. Just criticize me. Just credit me. Just criticize. Not really criticize me, but critic my work pretty much. Tell me what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong with my stories so I can improve upon it. And yeah, that would help me out a lot so I know what I'm doing wrong and right. So I can tell you all better stories for my What If Dekus. So yeah, in my stories in general. So yeah, I hope you liked this episode. I hope you all have a good day or night, whatever your time zone is in the road, my monster family, and peace out.